overseas. But I feel like I want to give up on my sons. Like, they lazy, they dirty. The one 14-year-old, he's rude and disrespectful. The boy told me I need to get a better job and make more money, and I need to buy a better house. And I am a single mother of 5. These niggas don't do shit for my kids. I do everything for my kids. They won't clean. They won't do chores. Like, they won't walk the dogs. They won't do nothing but play the fucking game. And I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of trying to tell them how to be a man, because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, and they daddy saying shit. And there's nobody fault but my own, because I knew who the fuck I was fucking. But damn, like, one, he ain't nowhere in his life, and the other one, I was fucking married, and this bitch ass nigga cheated on me and then denied my child. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, what I do to you? I was with this man for 8 fucking years. The bitch ass nigga denied my child. I asked for DNA test. We was married. The court won't give it to us. Like, the other one, I knew him since middle school. I was with him for 2 years. And as soon as I told this bitch ass motherfucker I was pregnant after I called him cheating with the white bitch, this nigga just said fuck it and dipped. Never spent the fucking day with his child. Came back and checked on me to see who I was fucking. Think I mad at who I was fucking. Like, that's it. That's the only fucking time this nigga ever checked on me to see who I was fucking. And I'm tired, because I don't know how to raise him and make him respectable, loving, caring man, because I ain't have that example. Like, my daddy's a shit, but I can't teach him how to be like my dad. He gonna end up like they daddies, and I'm trying so hard not to let them be like that. And I swear to God, I just want to send them to a group home. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna beat their ass and then I'm gonna go to jail, and then what?
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash, giving double honors to the elders and apostles, that great millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth of 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few insincere sisters who believe in this gospel, right? So we just saw a video right here of Eve, complaining about and, giving a testimony about, how her sons are, how her child's fathers are, how they don't do anything for the kids, and how she's trying to keep her sons from being just like them. And, I was going to title this, Eve realizes too late that she needs a man, right? But you know what? And I may give it the same title. I may give it a different title. But this is just why the ancient way is needed. This is why the way that we used to do things, right? A father giving his daughter away to a man that he knows and understands and trusts that is going to be a good not a good father, but a good husband to his daughter, right? And not turn his daughter into, shame and disgrace. Because out here in Babylon the Great, these women have the liberty to choose whoever they want to deal with, right? And a lot of times it usually ends up in favor of, or it usually ends up, the woman becoming a single mother, you know what I'm saying? Or she's running around here sleeping with a bunch of different men and, not being in a steady relationship, not finding a man who's going to take her seriously. This is what happens when women have the liberty to choose whoever they want to deal with. They don't really choose the men who are going to, be productive and be good fathers and be good husbands, because, women are typically blinded by how they feel. They're typically blinded by the emotions that a man arouses inside of her. And that's kind of what she goes off of when she makes the decisions to, deal with certain men, right? This is why you have a lot of, this is why you got the whole red pill, MGTOW, and all that movement, because, men started to realize that the men that these women go for are typically not, productive men in society. They typically go for, the quote unquote bad boys, the dudes who don't necessarily want to be in a relationship with them. They just want to have some fun. She likes him physically. She likes him. She's attracted to him in, various different ways because of what his personality or, maybe his status or whatever, right? But usually these men don't want to stay with them because, she's not the only one that feels the same way about him. So he's looking at, and, we don't live in an ancient society where a man is permitted to have more than one wife, and is encouraged to have more than one wife, if he's taking care of them, providing for them, being a father to their children and everything like that, right? That's just not the society that we live in. So we see a lot of men who have options of multiple women, just run through those options, right? And, when he's done with them, he leaves her and he goes on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's just really kind of what happens, right? Let me go here. Start it off with this. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. And it says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein," right? Israel said that we're not going to walk in those ancient paths, man. That's old. That's of this is a new time. This is the 21st century. Those are old ancient ways that just don't work anymore, right? But the new ways that you try and implement in society and in your life, and you try and live your life this way, it doesn't work for you either, right? And actually, the old ancient ways, if we went back to that, it would work, right? But it's not it's not the fun way. You know what I'm saying? It's not, because these ways were designed to one, protect the family structure, right? And it was a patriarchal system. It's definitely not fun to the women of these modern times. Women try and run away from even just the thought of a patriarchy, right? They wanna do their own thing. They want to run around wild. They want to, have fun. They want to sleep with whoever they want to sleep with, right? They want to be able to have the option to have a baby, right? And that's another thing. A lot of these, especially Eve, a lot of these women believe that, maybe if they have this man's baby, he's going to want to stay. And it's usually not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's typically not the case, right? They just don't have the ability to judge a man's character the way that a man does. And this is why, in ancient times, the father was always in charge of who his daughter dealt with. Because, for one, the daughter was the father's property. We're going to be honest. The daughter was the father's property, right? And, the father, cared for, how his daughter was treated. because how she was treated and the man that she was given to was also a reflection of, the family, the father and the family, right? Because a man didn't want to give his daughter to be going around being shameless and running around with every other dude, because that's going to bring shame to him and also shame to the family, right? So the daughter vetted anybody who may have, had interest in her, or it was already set up, that he's going to give his daughter away to this man or whoever, right? But that's just not how it is nowadays. These women the fathers have no say-so over their daughters' choices in men, these women engage in, we've got the dating culture here in Babylon, which I brought this out before. Dating really comes from pimping and hoeing, right? If you if you listen to a pimp talking about his hoes making money, right? He telling the hoes, y'all gotta get some more dates. You know what I'm saying, baby? All them, you need to be getting dates. That's what described when it comes to, pimping and hoeing and tricks. It's called a date, right? If you've ever been approached by a prostitute on the street, the first thing she says to you is, you want to go on a date. You know what I'm saying? So the real nature of this date culture, right, is really just sleeping around, right? Either, a woman being a harlot or a slut, or, the man tricking off. You know what I'm saying? That's just what dating is. That's just the true nature of dating, right? But in the ancient times, there wasn't no such thing as dating, right? We had marriages, right? You got sex, you have marriage, and yeah, those are really the main things that that we have in the ancient times, right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations," right? And under the curses here in Babylon the Great, the mother who has engaged in the philosophy of feminism, right, has basically destroyed the nuclear family, because she doesn't want to be under the leadership of a man, right? Especially the so-called black woman. She does not want to be under the leadership of a man unless it's a situation where she's basically, that's still not under the leadership of a man. But I guess what I mean is, she only wants to be married to a man, typically if she is, in charge of the situation. She really doesn't want to be under a man's leadership, right? She doesn't want to be under that traditional patriarchal system, right? Because what does it do? It takes away the freedom to destroy herself, right? That's really what it is. And it's always been a saying, especially in the dating, I don't know what you would call it, the dating, the game space, the game or the dating game space, whatever, for men, right? A lot of men say, you got to save her from herself. Well, that's really true. You do have to save her from herself. And that's why we had certain traditions and certain customs in the way that we did things, because we understood if we just allowed the woman to roam free, she's not going to make the best decisions. And that's what we see here in this society, women roaming free, women given over to their own devices, they typically don't make good decisions, right? It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54, and it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and the remnant of his children which he shall leave, right? So we see that a case in the video we just watched, a woman describing all of the men that she has been with and had children by. They all left her. They all left her, didn't claim the children, and they just kind of tossed her to the side, tossed her and her children, and were really his children, but tossed them to the side, right? But if her father was engaged in who she, or had a rule over who she dealt with, most likely she would have one husband. All 5 of her children would be by one man, right? And she wouldn't have these problems where, the man is just leaving her, because a father is going to vet the man that his daughter's going to deal with. And as men, we are more equipped to be able to judge the character of another man, right? Whereas a woman is really not, because emotions get in the way, especially when it comes to a man that she's attracted to, right? Emotions kind of get in the way, and she feels like this is the best man for her and that he can do her no wrong. This is why you see a lot of situations where, you got a woman who, the man treated her like shit, right? And she acknowledges that, but at every chance she comes to his defense. She never speaks ill of him, even though it's an ill-ass nigga. She never speaks ill of him, right? But that's because of her emotions. That's because how she feels about him. He may have done her wrong, right? But she's still going to go to bat for him. Sometimes, and this is why really, this is another reason why as men, especially in the quote unquote dating space, men are like, don't date single mothers, because a lot of single mothers have this relationship with their kids' fathers, right? A lot of single mothers have this kind of way of thinking when it comes to their men's fathers. When it comes to their child's fathers or their baby daddies or whoever, she can tell you about how wrong this nigga did her or whatever, but at any given moment, if he even given a glimpse like he want to be with her again, she'll leave your ass and go back with him, right? She'll even cheat on you with him or commit adultery on you with him. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, even though he may not have intentions on ever being with her again, she just wants the opportunity. She just wants, even if it's just a glimpse, a slither of light where she think that they could possibly get together, she jumping on it, right? And she may just keep you as another option, as the backup option, right? So she may mess around with him and hide it from you, and be committing adultery on you or whatever. But she's not gonna give up that opportunity to be with the man that she really wants, right? But you don't have these problems when men are vetted. The men that these women are going to deal with are vetted by other men who care and love you, right? Because, when that doesn't happen, we see the products that it brings, right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 22, starting at verse 3. It says, an evil-nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss, right? It says an evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him, right? Right. So, this is the problem that this woman is having right now. Right now, she's dealing with evil nurtured sons. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to. They don't clean. Like she said, they don't want to work. They lazy. They don't clean up. They don't do nothing. Right. But that's because they're evil nurtured sons. Right. It says a wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness, right? So a wise daughter is going to follow her father's lead. A wise daughter is going to do as her father instructs her to do and follow her father's guidance. Right? But the foolish daughter is her father's heaviness, because why? He knows she out here fucking up. She getting her heart broke. She getting, you know what I'm saying? The things that happen here in Babylon, man, is wild and crazy. We don't have to go too deep into it. But, he knows that she out here doing all of these crazy things with men in the bedroom and all of that stuff. And hey, you can't tell me that any father that has a daughter that's out here in these streets ain't thinking like, damn, where did I fuck up? Right? Because you can't tell me, and you might want to accept it. You might want to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Or be cool with it with her because that's your daughter and you love your daughter. But when your daughter come in the house, when your daughter coming in the house with her body all hanging out and everything like that, you sitting here thinking like, where the fuck did I go wrong? You know what I'm saying? This is Sirach chapter 42 and verse 9, and it says, the father waketh for the daughter. Yeah, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled, and gotten with child in her father's house. And having an husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Right? So it says, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, meaning, if your daughter that type of woman who, if you take your eye off her, she out there in them streets, right? And it says she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemy. You know why? She'll go out there and sleep with your enemies. She'll go out there and lay in your enemy's bed and then come running back into your house. You know what I'm saying? This is why women in the ancient times were not given the liberty to run around as they pleased, right? Women were under a strict set of rules, because we see in this society that women running around doing as they please, it only leads to chaos. It only leads to confusion, and it leads to ultimately destruction, right? As we see here in Babylon the Great, right? It says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep, right? Because he, when his daughter is out or is not in his household or not in his sight, especially if she's not married to a man that he gave her to, he thinking about like, man, what's going on? Man, I hope my baby girl ain't out here slutting around, doing all types of wild ass stuff, right? Which is what happens here in Babylon the Great. These women You know, these women have fathers. A lot of these women have fathers in the homes, actually. You know what I'm saying? But what do? This is why a lot of women want to go to college. This is why a lot of women at young ages want to have their own places, apartments, and everything like that. It's because they want to have the liberty to do whatever the hell that they want to do with any man they want to do it with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm pretty sure brothers who've been around can attest to this, you know, women develop very, how can I say it? Women can develop very nasty sexual appetites, right? So, you know, they will engage in certain things that, you know, is wild, right? They'll engage in certain things as wild as hell, right? We'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is why, again, a woman is supposed to be under her father's leadership until he gives her away to a husband, right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 25, and it says, marry thy daughter. Actually, let me start at 24. It says, hast thou daughters? Have care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them, right? So you ain't supposed to be treating her like daddy's little princess. You supposed to be looking at her like, yeah, motherfucker, I know you. Motherfucker, I know you. Of course, you're supposed to love your daughters. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't trying to be their friend. It's basically what the scripture is saying. You ain't trying to be their friend. You ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying, be cool with them and everything like that. You ain't trying to do that because you understand, you know, you give a woman an inch, she gonna want to take 10 miles. She gonna want to go to the ends of the earth with that shit. So you know, you ain't like, yeah, you my daughter, but motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Don't come in here with that bullshit, right? It says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding, right? And a man of what? Understanding of the scriptures and how to care for and lead a woman according to the way that Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai has put in order for us, right? That's the man of understanding, right? A man that ain't gonna simp, a man that ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? A man that's gonna be a strong leader, you know, and is going to do things according to how the Heavenly Father sees fit, right? But, you know, that's all I got for this lesson. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. And until next time.